around when it's time to ride. Ride low down the one way, watch for gunplay. I hope we find peace one day. Nobody cry when my dog dies, set him straight. AK automatic to retaliate. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we get high. Cause you never know when they gonna go. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we for fly. Cause you never know when they gonna go. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we get high. Cause you never know when they gonna go. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we for fly. I'm scared to die. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we get high. Cause you never know when they gonna go. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we for fly. Cause you never know when they gonna go. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we get high. Cause you never know when they gonna go. Like some bitches in the die, that's why we for fly. What was the topic gonna be?
If you want people to ask you if you just got a facial that morning, this is what you need to use.
Loyal, brave, true.
I really want to take care of.
Loyal, brave, true. First things first. Let me see. So first things first, I forgot that today is Easter. I wasn't aware of it. So when I uploaded in the morning, I just wasn't aware of the fact that today is Easter. So anyways, happy Easter to everybody. The reason why there's a bunny as the symbol for Easter is because people back in the day used to think that they weren't aware of mammal and whatever the fuck else it is that lays eggs. So they thought bunnies were laying eggs, and that's how bunnies were being born. And so that's where the bunny and the egg comes from. It's just something that's symbolic of the time. It has nothing to do with the Asian continent. It has nothing to do with Bethlehem, which is on the Asian continent. It's just a shout out to the past about where we came from. And we're still alive today as a species. And our level of knowledge is, as a whole, is everyone, I guess, already knows that bunnies are mammal now. You know, we got words for it to describe each fucking thing or whatever. So just wanted to let you guys know that, for one, because it usually gets misconstrued with, well, this dude died on this day and then he was alive on this day and all. It's not anything to do with that. It has to do with people used to think that bunnies were laying eggs, and they're not, you know. But also the baskets, where did the baskets come from? That was from an early Germany. Germany used to, this is the time of year, I guess, they would make baskets and decorate. I think it all has to do, the entire holiday has to do with life and survival as a species. Here's how to survive. It's spring, there's gonna be eggs out, there's gonna be animals out. We're gonna go look for eggs and animals. Let's make our baskets. Here's how you make a basket, you know, and then everyone kind of has their own way of, I guess, contributing to the historic holiday that we're all calling Easter. Because in the USA, so they were just making baskets and decorating. They weren't hiding eggs and going out and looking for it. Well, in the USA, the USA started doing the bunny and the egg thing, and the baskets also are decorated. And like I said, I feel this is just a time for people to pass on knowledge to others about how long the species has been around, the human mammal species, and how we're continuing to survive to this day. Spring is a part of the meteorological season, which is another form of time. There's solar time, lunar time, and then there's the meteorological seasons. So if you're aware of, combine all of them kind of together in your own mind or however you do it. Then they all it makes a lot more sense as opposed to just focusing on the sun. And this holiday, you'll notice, lands on different days every single year. This should be evidence to everybody that when the holiday was invented, the species was on the lunar cycle. So that's what the lunar cycle is not exact with the solar cycle. So every year, Easter is on a different day, but if you're following moon time, Easter is always on the same day. So, you guys, I believe that is the evidence, that we used to be on the lunar cycle. The lunar cycle has one extra month in it. I can't remember the exact thing, but I was reading Copernican Revolution in one of those cage locations, and that's where I kind of found out about the lunar cycle having an extra month. I know they say it's an extra 2 weeks, but the months on the lunar cycle are all exactly to the moon. So I think they're all 30-day months, or they might be a little shorter than that, 24, I'm not sure. But yeah, it all lands on the same day. So once you get to the end of the year, there's an extra month. So January, February, all the way to December, there was another month that got removed from this. And that's why we have leap year with the solar cycle, because the solar cycle is not exact. It's always a little bit off. So you got to catch up to the 24 hours that you've been off the entire 4 fucking years and go, okay, now we're back on time. So there's that. All right. Okay. So that's the holiday that we're all enduring at the moment. The thing is, this is a time of war. The fucking USA nation is in a state of war. And the way George Washington won the war against the Brits is there's no time for any fucking let's all lay down our arms and be buddy with each other. There's no time for that. And George Washington moved forward knowing that the fucking British were going to be unarmed and partying because they're all Bethlehem'd out on Christmas. He moved forward, him and his men moved forward, the militia, moved forward against the Brits at night. And there's a famous photo, drawn up of him crossing a bridge with on just like a small, not a bridge, crossing a river on a small boat, and it's filled with other people, and there was other boats that did that same thing. Well, when they showed up to go kill the Brits, every single Brit was unarmed, so you could just sit there. They had guns, muskets, and they just sat there and shot up their whole fucking party, fucking laid them all out. So what was I gonna say? So, I feel like today, even though I had my time of, my discussion or whatever, it's all relevant to my actual country, which is the USA, and my founding fathers, which is who I prefer to psychically communicate with. And, moving forward with war is exactly what they would want me to be doing. So that's how you win. I only study winners, and this is how they won. They're the only ones in fucking history that has ever won a war. Show me another country that's ever been, that's still around. They might have the same name, but yeah. So, anyways, regarding the war, there's been some updates that have been released. Apparently, Trump is claiming, so everyone thought, okay, why are these 817 protesters being prioritized? Why is this a reason to start war? Well, now the truth is coming out. There's apparently 45,000 Iranian citizen civilian that he's claiming were murdered or killed, whatever word you want to use, and that he decided to send out weapons to the location. He sent out a bunch of guns to the Kurds, is what they call themselves, which is a sect of the Iranian society that identifies with the Sunni Muslims as opposed to just Muslim. I'm not really sure why that's a reason to be all fucking upset with one another. But these people can't get along with the people that they're there with. And you guys, I mean, Iran has their book of law. If you're not following the book of law, they're allowed to put you down. You're an invasion militia. 45,000 people is really not that big of a number compared to the size of the species, which is about 7 billion. I don't know. But there's hundreds of millions in the USA, 150 million in Russia. When we're talking about, well, 1 million people have died, you know, in the war or something like that, you're talking, what, 1/150th of a slice of a pie. Cut a pie into 150 pieces. Well, we got one out. So when it comes to Iran's population, I'm not sure fucking how big the population is, but I'm sure it's not that big of a hit to the population. Anyways, they put him down. This is the rumors. They put him down, and Trump's upset about that. Sent out guns, and I'm not sure if that tactic worked. It sounds like, I guess the Kurds, whoever they are. I saw something about some people trying to train, but it didn't look like they're advanced at all, and there's women in it. Oh, that was the other thing. The Sunni Muslims, here's probably the issue. The Sunni Muslims treat women in a more equal manner. They're allowed to be a part of politics. They're allowed to be a part of I guess, I don't know, movements and all that, assemblies. Well, the Muslims don't want that. The Muslims don't treat women the same way that they treat men. Female digestive tract is not viewed or treated in the same manner as male digestive tract for society, their society. And what the fuck was I gonna say about that? Oh, the Muslim book of law, which is the Quran, comes from Saudi Arabia. That's where the Quran was first developed, and why that is the law somewhere where you know, there's the Iranian book of law, and then there's apparently the Quran that people follow. So which one are they following? I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if you can even be choosing one or the other. It's like everyone needs to wake up to the fact that in the USA, we're not in Bethlehem, and here's the book of law. When you're in Russia, you're not in Bethlehem, and Russia has their book of law, the Constitution. Iran, you're not in, the people in Iran, you're not in Saudi Arabia. You got to follow the Iranian book of law, whatever that is. And so Sunni, Muslim, whatever you want to call yourself, the book of law you should have been citing was the Iranian book of law, and you should have been communicating verbally or psychically with your leader that was there at the time, that father. And anyways, that's apparently the reason why Trump is upset is they killed all these people from their own country. I have no idea why that's, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of people dying every year from overdose here in the USA. It was like, what, 120 something thousand people are overdosing. 300 something thousand go missing every single year. Every single year, there's another 1,000 plus that get murdered by the Nazi militia. I don't know why 45,000 from somewhere else on some other continent could ever be an excuse to be involving this location in a war against their own government. You know, and especially it sounds like they're not alive. So who the fuck are we defending? I'm not sure if they're already dead. Then what are we doing anything for? But so Trump saying he wants the Hormuz Strait opened up. And Iran is, of course, saying, no, we're not going to open the Hormuz Strait. This is not your location. You guys are the ones that started the war. You're the ones that went on the attack. And people are allowed to put down their own population. That's the other thing. There's 300,000 slaves in the USA. Caged up slaves. Over 300,000 caged up slaves in the USA. By beings that refuse to follow the command of the commander-in-chief. So let's address that, you know? Let's do something about that. Let's send the military out to that and get these slaves released. We can go ahead and then move to step 2, defund Nazism, and then step 3 is fun. So, he's saying, open the fucking strait. Finally, we're hearing people speak. But he said, that's what he said today on Easter. He said, open the fucking strait. If you don't open the Hormuz Strait, then it's going to be he's going to bomb the fuck out of them, he's saying. He's going to bomb their bridges, and he's going to bomb something else. Well, they're already bombing the bridges out there now. Starting to bomb the bridges. And that was Israel that did that, though. And then Iran is saying, okay, we had nuclear programs operating that were not for nuclear weapons. And then here's a country that's armed with nuclear weapons, a nuclear superpower regime that is threatening the location for getting nuclear energy, not nuclear weapons, but nuclear energy. And some of those locations have been bombed. The refineries have been bombed. Gas prices are just skyrocketing right now. I heard it's $5 to $8 per gallon here in California. And then, and it doesn't sound like the prices are going to come down at all, because the prices, what's I going to say? The prices aren't going to come down because there's going to continue to be refineries that are bombed. And it's not just in Iran, but it's out in Nazi Ukraine. Nazi Israel's getting bombed. Russia's getting bombed. Whole bunch of locations are getting bombed. Iran said, you know what, we're gonna, one of the locations they've decided that they're gonna bomb in the USA, if things continue to go, if they continue to get attacked by the USA, then they're gonna bomb the prisons. And that's their words. I don't know if that translates to jails. I don't know if that translates to what, courthouses, but they said they're gonna bomb the prisons. And then the most recent one I heard is they're gonna bomb the universities, target the universities, because they keep bombing the campuses out in Iran. So, okay, well then now we're gonna respond with the equal and opposite and bomb out in your location. So, let me think. Oh, but Trump is saying if they don't stop, he's gonna bomb the fuck out of them, and then he's gonna move in there and get all the oil. He wants to have control of the oil. If they're not going to distribute it to the planet, then he's saying then we're gonna go in there and get the oil and be the distributors. So we'll see what happens because Trump sent out like I think it's like 10,000 people and then another four. We'll say within about 20,000, but probably less than that, have been deployed out there, and then and Iran, on the other hand, sent out 1 million soldiers in their own country. There's 1 million soldiers, and that's not including the police force. The police are also participating in downing invasion crafts that are in their country, and they were able to shoot at some helicopter and keep it away from rescuing a pilot that ended up crashing in one of the multi-billion-dollar fucking aircrafts that we have that was transported over there on a fucking multi-billion-dollar fucking watercraft. The U.S. bases are getting bombed all across the planet, getting bombed out in fucking everywhere that they shouldn't be even having their motherfucking base at. And let's see. What else got bombed? Iran has bombed has bombed a police station and bombed some of the police, which is fucking good. I'm hoping that happens out here. And the thing is, both sides, I keep hearing things from both sides saying things about, well, we got plenty of drones, we got plenty of weapons, we got plenty of everything, and then Trump is saying we've taken out all their drone facilities, all their weapons, everything's all gone. But what I've heard from the Iranian media is they're producing drones and bombs at a faster rate than they're launching them off. They're launching them off at such a rate. Well, the bombs are being produced in a faster form than even that. And then to top it off, say all of them do get bombed. Well, Russia comes in, they're saying we have a few things that we could be sending you guys. China comes in, we have some things we could be sending you guys, and I'm sure there's other locations that are willing to help them out too. But I want everyone to keep that in mind, that just because this person is located out in a country that sounds, I don't know. I used to just group it all in my mind as these people are Muslim or Hindu or something. Apparently, none of them really get along. Iran doesn't get along with Pakistan. Pakistan's not getting along with India. Afghanistan's not getting along with people. Iraq and all the locations where you go, I thought this person was, fill in the fucking blank. I don't know what you want to call them, but they aren't all down with each other. And I don't know how to... you can kind of think of it as the Native Americans, how they all have different tribes. The Native Americans weren't all down with every single tribe. Tribes were beefing with one another. They get grouped into one word or one name that people call them, Native American. But the tribes all were beefing with each other. So to call one group one name or one thing or whatever and have them all be grouped together, it's just not a proper way to speak. So the tribes, they were calling them tribes. Those are country names. These Native Americans were a part of their whatever country they had come up with, country name they came up with. And it's the same out there. So these countries are pretty much that, like a tribe. You might as well break it down like that. And you could think of it that way for anywhere. That we're all a part of different tribes. Right now, the word we use to describe these tribes is country. So every single one has to be viewed individually as they are or whatever. What the fuck was I also going to say? Anyway, so being loyal, brave, and true. Honesty will always be more powerful than lies. And the truth will always reveal itself too. That's the universe that we live in. When you lie, you create a disruption in this universe, and it kind of throws things off. Everyone can kind of feel it mentally, I think, when people continue to lie. And the universe, since you've thrown it off, there will be an equal and opposite response, which is a rebalance. And how does it rebalance this lie that you put out into the universe? Balances it with revealing the truth. So regardless of if someone will tell the truth or not, it's going to reveal, the truth will always be revealed. So you might as well go ahead and be honest, and that's going to be the most powerful force, that you're more powerful than lying. Yeah, so the collective conscious, whatever you want to call our minds, it is a part of the universe. Our minds, even our bodies are a part of the universe, these molecules, but there's particles that go beyond the atom, subatomic particles. And I believe that's what makes up the mind. But these particles are all within the universe. So our minds do have an impact on the universe. And I don't think people usually realize that. But just thinking something is sending things out into the universe, out into the collective conscious. And what else was I gonna say? So always try to be honest. That's something that I like in the Luciferian routine. Is Lucifer values truth and honesty. You're not supposed to lie. It's a sin to lie. So, and that's because, I don't know. And this is all just a story. By the way, the Lucifer leadership, whatever you want to call it, was out in Iran back when it was called Babylon. It was called Babylon. That's where Lucifer was leading his country of people. So these are the things that he valued, this Lucifer dude, which was honesty, knowledge, art, music, fucking what else was it? Whole bunch of things. Beauty, I believe, is one of them. And so I'm not sure if that has something to do with all this, because we all know Lucifer then became the devil, Satan, after he just what did he say? What did they say? He wanted to be like the Most High. You're not allowed to be like the Most High. That's a sin. So he got cast down. What does that mean? I don't know. But this is Babylon is where Iran is. Bethlehem is where Israel is. And Bethlehem is the ones that follow the Bible. Babylon is the ones that follow, I guess, a version of the Bible, Luciferian, or was. It then became, at one point, Persia, and then at another point became Iran after they removed the Persia name. But they kept they still remember and study that history as if it's, similar to learning about the 13 colonies in the USA. Something like that. And what can you fucking say? Oh, loyal. So people that are loyal are going to form a stronger bond with whoever or whatever it is they're being loyal to. And so loyal to yourself, loyal to your country, loyal to what? Fill in all your motherfucking blanks here. Loyal, being loyal is something that kind of goes with do not lie, do not always be honest. Those kind of go together. So loyalty, being loyal, uh, is the only way that you could ever form something that is close to being known as trust. Only trust yourself, and that's all you should ever be trusting. Don't even trust beans. But yeah, it's just a form of kind of building up to, um, I guess, one day getting trust in one another. Brave. Brave is a word that means you're enduring some moment of fear, and what you're choosing to do in this moment of fear is I don't know. You're choosing to confront the fear and make the right choices while you're in this moment of being scared, and instead of going, well, I'm so scared and I'm just gonna cower and go hide somewhere or whatever, somewhere safe. I'm just gonna avoid this. It's all right to feel fear, and just because you feel fear does not mean you're not a brave being. If you don't feel fear, then it's very difficult to be brave, because how could you be brave if you're not ever afraid of something? You haven't ever been afraid of anything. So fear is a part of being able to experience bravery. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. So people here, we're going to have moments of fear, but it's the decisions that you make in those moments of fear that will determine if you're choosing to be brave or if you're choosing to be, I guess, coward would be the opposite of bravery. So sometimes it's scary to say the truth. You gotta be brave and get through it and be loyal to yourself and your own mind and expose the truth to everybody. Illuminate the minds of the species and beyond. So being brave is very important in making the proper decision in these moments of fear. It's not always brave to go and be on the attack when you experience something that's kind of fearful. So, I don't approve of Iran getting bombed. I don't approve of them demanding to open up the Hormuz Strait when it's not any part of their land or their continent, an ocean that's way the fuck out there, a sea, I'm not sure what it is. But if no one listens to no one listens to nice. That's the thing. If you're just nice, then it's like the thing that wants to attack you will just go, whatever, I'm just gonna attack this thing. It's like no one understands it. So you gotta imagine it's a snake, and this fucking snake, how are you gonna get this snake that's slithering at you to stop what it's doing? Are you gonna go, oh, Mr. Friendly Snake, stop right there, Mr. Friendly Snake. I'm so nice, and you know, the snake is not hearing any of that. It's gonna come over to you and fucking bite you. The only thing that's going to get the snake to stop is to show the snake that you're the powerful one, show the snake that it's gonna die, you know, and a lot of times you gotta fucking kill the fucking snake, because even at that, you know, you'll get into this fucking battle with the shovel and verse snake, and that's all that snake will understand. That's all that snake will ever fucking be able to, what am I trying to say here? That's all that the snake will ever be able to identify in order to be on some sort of retreat or anything like that. So you got to treat the fucking species exactly like that. Imagine that these people do not understand the word nice, friendly. They don't understand any of that. All they understand is you're threatening my life, and are you a continued threat to my life and therefore survival? If you're a continued threat to their survival, then it's going to be responded to in the same way. So to get someone to stop doing something, the only way to get Trump to stop doing what he's doing out in some other country is to have some sort of response and let them understand that this is, you know what I'm saying? It's life or death. There's no options. No one has any options. It's all a big fucking argument over the fucking cops, though, you guys. The cops are just a big motherfucking argument, motherfucker, across the fucking planet. Every single motherfucking administration, it continues to be the same fucking topic that seems to distract everybody. Every single motherfucking time. These motherfuckers refuse to get their fucking lives together and do the motherfucking USA Book of Law. And it's just a constant fucking argument. You see it in other countries too. Constantly fucking just randomly taking it upon themselves to beat people down, slave them out. Whole bunch of fucking atrocities out everywhere. Every single motherfucking country has this one same issue. The fucking cops think they're the ones that run the motherfucking nation, and they're not the ones that run the motherfucking nation. The leaders are the ones that run the motherfucking nation. But then they go and continue to threaten the leaders, well, we're gonna arrest you, you know? And then they refuse to listen to the commands and the orders across the fucking planet. The cops go out, they arrest, out in South Korea, they went out and arrested that South Korean leader. They've arrested Trump. They've invaded his private property. Now we're enduring this huge war because the fucking cops out in Iran shot up a bunch of people and then threatened protesters. The cops out in Mexico went out and femicided their own fucking population. When there was a femicide going down, they sent out the cops and the numbers increased. So what's the issue out there? Well, cop won't allow drugstore, cop won't allow drug transportation, cop won't allow drugs to be grown, you know, crops to be grown. It's all a fucking issue because the fucking cops. Every motherfucking location. Brazil, same way. Fucking every location. None of this would be an argument if we all had access to drugstore. People would all be getting a proper income. The money would be going to transporters, and there wouldn't be no, well, let me hide the money and let me hide my crops, and well, what if I'm gonna get pulled over and all, you know. It's the same out in Canada. It's the same out in fucking France and out in England, out in fucking Britain. It's just everywhere. It's the planet got invaded by the Nazi militia. Where are people at? They're in these cage locations. Go look at the cage locations on the internet and you'll see the fencing all looks like concentration camp fucking fencing. These are, if you want to speak properly, these are concentration camps that are here because we lost the war in 1945 to the Nazi militia, and they invaded the entire fucking planet. That's why Israel is out in Palestine. What was Palestine is now Israel because Germany sent them out there. That's their own population that got sent out there. Now Germany has Germany 1, Germany 2, then there's Nazi Ukraine, they want another Germany. The entire planet got invaded by the fucking Nazi militia. And instead of going around and spreading freedom, what the Nazis go around and do is thieve freedom. They thieve earnings, they slave people out. Their conscious mind is always in some negative fucking state and negative fucking vibrational frequency, because all our minds are at specific frequencies. Well, when you're enduring specific emotions, those emotions are not gonna line up with someone that's in an entirely different mood. So I want the prisons bombed. I'm fucking tired of the fucking prisons out here in the USA, and I think they should just start bombing them. If anything happens, go ahead and fucking bomb them, you guys. Like, I'm really not sure what's stopping anyone. They're completely undefended, and there's no way these fucking morons can stop a rocket with their fucking guns. And none of them are listening to the command, and no one wants them here. So go ahead and even these numbers out. You go ahead and even all the motherfucking numbers out and teach everyone a lesson in all of history. Here's why you don't have fucking cage location filled with 325,000 of your own population. And then you can look at the overdose number. Well, here's why we're supposed to have drugstore, and here's why Teamsters Union should be transporting goods as opposed to, well, let me hide it in a fucking car and let me hide it in someone's body and use them as a fucking drug mule. $325,000 people, hundreds of thousands of people go missing every single year in the USA. And here these beings are saying they're here to protect the USA. You guys, it's time to bomb them. They're the snake that refuses to listen to kindness. They're the snake that fucking doesn't understand the word nice, friendly. And the snake needs to fucking be removed from the fucking planet. From the vibrational frequency of their mind is fucking with the collective conscious. No one wants them. No one wants the judges. No one wants the jails. No one wants the identification cards and all this harassment when I'm trying to walk to fucking grocery store and get my fucking food. No one wants any of that. So go ahead and bomb them, Iran. It's 11:39 in California, so I heard they were gonna bomb California, or not California, but the USA. They announced today that they're gonna do something tomorrow. Trump also said today that he's gonna do something tomorrow, and everyone should be prepared, man, because I guess it's gonna be pretty big. What they're talking about sounds like it's gonna be pretty big. So it's almost tomorrow. It's 11:40. At 12 o'clock, it's gonna then be tomorrow. And the leader out in Iran, I believe they wanted to have a meetup out in Saudi Arabia and have a discussion with Trump. He denied the request because they're just gonna follow him back and fucking bomb him. So, you guys, that's why you don't kill a leader. Now there's no one to speak with. All right, you just killed this dude's father, and now you want to go and fucking meet up with him like nothing happened. So he's in somewhere hopefully protected and safe. And but yeah, all the leaders across the planet are just so fucking tired of these motherfuckers talking about this country, like they're the leaders of the country. These fucking cops, low-level fucking Nazi, going around and fucking doing what they want with the fucking laws, not listening to the laws, and they aren't leader. They're not the motherfuckers that are. They're not citizen civilian either. So you're not gonna get in trouble for attacking citizen civilian. I mean, it's a big fucking dub to take. And it's all just sitting there, ready to be grabbed. So, I guess we'll see what happens soon. I'm cleaning up my house. I got a whole bunch of stuff vacuumed and washing the laundry, which I gotta go continue doing. Got my dishwasher going, got that set. Yeah, man. Bomb the fucking prisons. Bomb the fuck out of everywhere. But I am probably going to upload a little bit later tonight. I just want to play Fortnite and kind of separate these out. But I approve of Iran. I approve of the leadership. If they're going to put down their own population, then that's what they got to do. I think that's what we got to do here. So I know these people like to identify as USA, but you guys are all committing treason, so you're therefore not USA. You're aiding the invasion. You're committing treason because they're in violation of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. Any violation of a signed treaty is an act of war. So you are aiding an invasion militia and therefore committing treason. You're lucky that we're calling it treason because I'm ready to just say you're not even fucking from here. This isn't treason. You're just a part of the invasion, and you haven't ever been from here. So citing it as treason is an honor. It's still death penalty, but it goes down in history as remembered in entirely different way. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm looking forward to some more alien videos. Hopefully people are getting active on their accounts. I've unsubscribed to a few of those stupid ass accounts, and I'm kind of just back to a select few. Secure Team 10 and myself. I like looking at X and all that. So aliens, all that, we're gonna keep up with that. That's probably what I'm gonna do when I get off of this. But yeah, man. I'll see you soon. Happy Easter.